Well, this week sees the 20th anniversary of Elvis's death, unless you count the spotting on Mars. And in supermarkets across America and in the studio tonight, of course, we have seen our own resident
We have.
Elvis.
I don't know what's been going on, but we have our own resident buff on tonight here in the studio. So come on down, Chris Boundage, you hound dog, you.
Hey! Hello, Chris. You want to sit
Hi,
and park yourself in here?
Oh, thank you very much.
Hello. So,
I'll sit closer to you if you don't mind.
you're 27 years old, aren't you?
Yep.
So it's quite sort of young, really, to be into the old Elvis thing, really, don't you think?
Not really. If you go to the average Elvis do, you'll find most people around my age.
Right.
Maybe younger.
How did you get yourself into Elvis at this age? Was it your parents or yourself? Did you
He
discover
died,
yourself?
basically. When he died, I saw all the... my mum bought all the newspapers and that, saying about his death, so I started reading them when I was about 7 years old when he died. And that was it. I just got interested from there.
Right. So who would you say sort of the biggest classic Elvis fan, the big anorak Elvis-wise? Is there anyone?
Freddie Starr comes pretty close, doesn't he?
Right.
He's a bit of a big anorak. But
Yeah.
then again, you've got quite a few. Bono out of U2 is a big Elvis fan.
Oh, you see.
Marty
they're
Pello,
all-
Wet, Wet, Wet.
Really? I
Springsteen.
didn't know that. Because, I mean, I always think that they're all real nutters, you know, and that
Yeah.
you walk around in these sort of white, sort of long, I don't know if you know what I mean, and sort of like glasses and big wigs.
No.
And you don't, do you?
Would you ever
No,
belittle yourself to do that?
No, I wouldn't. No, not if you put a gun to my head
There you
and
go.
nailed things to a table. I wouldn't even consider it.
And what's your most favourite sort of era, Elvis-wise?
68 to 73.
Yeah?
They were his peak years.
What were the songs around then?
Well, you had the ones most people would know would be In the Ghetto, Suspicious Minds, Wonder of You.
What's your favourite Elvis song?
One you've probably never heard of called I'm Moving On. That's one of my favourites.
What about, because I'm a big fan of Walk a Mile in My Shoes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Which
yeah.
is a classic
Yeah,
Elvis record.
Awesome
Is it?
track.
Yeah, and he did a great version of Words as well, I
He
thought.
did, yeah.
Right.
69, yeah.
Now, there was a brilliant Elvis song where he was in concert, and there's that debate: was he on drugs? Because he basically burst out laughing, but doing, I think it's I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Was it that one?
No, he was doing Are You Lonesome Tonight?
Now, was he laughing because he was fed up of singing the song? Was he laughing because he was out of his mind on drugs? Do you think?
No, it was what it was. He changed the lines a bit. Instead of singing "Do you stand on your doorstep and picture me there," or "Look at your doorstep," whatever, he says, "Do you gaze at your bald head and wish you had hair?" And he just started laughing.
Fantastic!
So,
Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Right, well, we've got more of that, because later in the show we'll be quizzing Chris just to see how much he really knows about the king of rock and roll, and he can win as much tack as we can throw at him.
You could all...
So, you think you know about Elvis, do you, Chris? I am your question master, and I shall test your knowledge. Each question you get right, you will win an Elvisy prize. OK, Chris, here we go from the start. When and where was Elvis born?
January 8th, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Fantastic! Who first spotted Elvis's potential?
Sam Phillips.
Yes, correct. In what year was Elvis first conscripted?
1958.
Yes! What was the 1968 TV show called that relaunched his career?
It was called Elvis.
Yes! Is he still alive?
No!
Yes! True or false? Elvis was a drug enforcement officer.
True.
Yes! What did he weigh when he died?
Depends what book you read. 270.
Well, I've got it in stone. 18 stone
Oh,
2.
that's right.
Who is the longest serving Elvis impersonator?
I don't know.
Raving Rupert, if you believe. Who wrote the version of the King James Bible called The Gospel of Elvis?
I don't know.
Louis Ludwig.
Oh, I got one wrong.
Which paper claimed Elvis died pennilessly?
The Sun.
Nearly the Sunday Sport. Who recorded Latin versions of Elvis hits?
I don't know.
Dr. Raymond! And on that note, let's have it. Fantastically well
Thank you,
there,
thank
Chris. Marvellous.
Thank you very much. You're beautiful. Thank you.